Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Anna. Hi. Today is the first day that I am feeling the most back to normal. Today is the first day that I just feel kind of normal sickness, I guess, if that makes sense. So hopefully that's a good sign that I'm starting to feel better. Thank you guys for all your love and support while we've been sick. Today we're doing 2 looks with this palette. Oh my goodness, I already did a first impressions and go check that out if you haven't already. I really loved the look we came up with. Raise your hands in the comments if you've already watched that video. I'm excited to use this more. I haven't played with it since. I'm so excited. I can't wait. Kaleidos is an indie makeup brand for those of you who aren't aware. They are restocking this on February 17th and it might be the last restock of this. Not sure. That's why I wanted to get up my 2 looks, 1 palette before it does restock, just to kind of give you more of an idea of whether or not I do like it. So far I loved it. I love the packaging and everything, but let's use it a couple more times and see what our final thoughts are on this palette. I really want to play with the peachy colors today. We didn't really play with those in our last tutorial. Starting off with the Shop Miss A soft base. This is $1.88, which is crazy. I recently did become a Shop Miss A affiliate, so I do have a link and that's an affiliate link. So if you support it, thank you so much. I'm gonna close that window. I think it's just too much light. I was kind of hoping to keep the window open because I'm like so sick of it being like dreary and dark. I'm just over winter here. Anybody else? I'm originally from Arizona, but now I live in Illinois. I can't say I'm a fan of the weather. Not even in the summertime, because in the summertime it's very humid here. So no offense, but Illinois does not have the best weather. I really miss Arizona a lot. We were from a small town called Sierra Vista, and honestly the weather there is probably pretty good for the summertime. I mean, we would have a week where it was like up in the 100s, but at least it wasn't humid. It's a dry heat. So we're gonna start off with Samous. Is that what it's called? I don't know. It's a peachy shade, super pigmented, barely tapped it. Barely tapped her, and we have all that peachiness. This is my 3rd palette from Kaleidos, and so far I've really liked their formula. I told Travis, I was like, it's so funny because we're starting to feel better, but feel better is like still sick with this. Like, so for those of you who are unaware, we did test positive. Well, my son tested positive for COVID, and my husband and I have had symptoms. So the doctor basically said, well, then you basically have COVID. But our test came back negative, but he said they come back negative all the time. So I don't know, I guess we have COVID. So it's like, it's pretty crazy that I'm like, yeah, I'm feeling so much better, but I cough so hard that I like sometimes throw up a little bit in my mouth. I get bronchitis to the point where I have thrown up before. I have gotten pretty bad bronchitis in the past. This I think would make a really pretty blush color. Next, I actually think I want to go into the purple called Cylon. I don't know if we used this last time or not. I feel like we didn't because I think I went into the blue. I could be wrong. That's pigmented. I feel like it's a little bit harder to blend too because it's like just so pigmented. Like pow, I just put it down and now there's a lot of pigment. So I feel like the best way to work these shadows is to dab and then slowly build up and blend out. That's what we're gonna do. Slowly build up and blend out. Yeah, it's one of those pigments that it's like once you like put it somewhere it kind of sticks and it takes a little more effort to blend out, which is fine. Just know that you might have to put a little bit more shadow. It's just a shade I'd take my time with and build it up, or build it out I should say. It's not really, it doesn't need building up, it just needs like help, time to blend out. It just needs some time, okay? So far so good. We're gonna go ahead and take Nebula on some glitter glue. This one is like, it has the most background pigment out of all the other multi-chromes in this, duochrome multi-chromes. I am using, by the way, Shop Miss A again because I've been testing out these primers lately that I bought with my own money. Even though I'm an affiliate, like whatever I use, I bought myself. It's called a tacky base and it's supposed to be a glitter glue. Again, it's only $1.88. So far it seems to work just fine. I still do like the NYX glitter glue better, but for $1.88 it's just... So here's Nebula. Oh my gosh, yes! This is exactly what I was hoping for. Okay. I thought it would, I just like really was hoping it'd be like this red pink that would just look really cool with purple. And that's literally what I was hoping it would do. I'm gonna have to kind of blend those two colors together a little bit. The purple and that color, but that color is so beautiful. I wish I could show it to you better. I'm gonna take some of that purple just to kind of help blend a little bit. Like literally just taking a little tap dab. Blend it in there. We're gonna take Celestial on the inner corner, which I'm very excited about this shade as well. I haven't used this one either. I just wanted to use more of the pinky tones today. I love this so much. This is so cool. Like, not to toot my own horn. So I'm kind of taking it up like I always do. I'm obsessed with doing this because it just creates more dimension. As much as I really just want to do purple underneath, we're going to use the red because I haven't used it yet, and it's called Red Giant. So we're going to put that under the eye. It's red, but it almost looks, I don't know, a little more, it's like not the most intense red, I guess. I don't know, I probably would have done better with like a base. I'm gonna have to clean up under my eye. I'm gonna go back over with Celestial a little bit on top. Okay. I'm in love. I'm going to clean it up and I'll be back. So I have added some falsies. These are the Shop Miss A Amanda lashes. They are $1.55 and I absolutely, I think it's one of my favorite looks ever. It's so pretty. It just looks like a beautiful sunset. I love it. I did add some of that color that we put on the inner corner as a highlighter, which makes a really beautiful highlight as well. That's something I really love about the duochromes in here. Since they are topper, a lot of them are more toppery, you can get away with using them as highlighters as well, and I just love them. And I think it also kind of just brings together a whole look, so I really like this look a lot. Starting off with the Shop Miss A primer in soft base. Today, I plan on using more greens. That's why I'm wearing green. Does anyone else do that? Match their makeup? How have you guys been doing lately? Okay, we're gonna go into Gravity, which is the bright green. She's bright. I think I might want to grunge her up a little bit though. Very pretty, very vibrant. I feel like I don't even have a lime green in my collection. I don't know though. I feel like this would look really pretty with the purples as well. We're gonna go into Naru and see how much that deepens it up. Say it's kind of strange. It's like such a soft formula that you can see like the brush the brush strokes in the mattes. But here's Naru. It's like a light greigey color. We're gonna see if that deepens it. Oh, okay, yeah, that's good. I don't want it like to take over the green. I just want it to kind of grunge up the green a little bit. Now we're gonna go into Rock Hopper, which is that deeper version of basically the color we used just now. Again, I don't want to completely cover up the green. I just want to kind of make it a little more grungier vibe. I'm kind of dusting all the extra off on top of that green again just to unbrighten some of that lime green. It's a beautiful lime green, but it's just not really like the look I'm going for. But I knew it was meant to be lime green, so that doesn't shock me. We're gonna go into the teal called Queen of Blades. Very pigmented. Again, I like to take these a little bit at a time. I'm not gonna worry about building it up to its full intensity because I do plan on covering some of that with one of the duochromes in this, the toppery shades. So that's kind of the cool thing about this palette is you can use things to deepen, but you don't have to necessarily worry about it patching up if you're going to cover it with like a duochrome anyway. I don't want to completely go in because I'm going to use the green and I kind of want it to go from like, the green is definitely like a topper. It's so cool because it has like flecks of purple, and so I want it to be on its own but then kind of change this shade. I do want to point out that if you do this technique and you're not planning on covering it up with a shimmer and you really want it to not be like patchy at all, I would highly suggest not putting this shade, the deep shades, on top of another shade, especially like a lighter shade. Like we put that gray down and I got a little sloppy and let some get onto my lid space. I would suggest making sure that's completely clean before you add that color. It just sticks better to your eye as opposed to putting it on top of another slippery shadow. Sometimes I think that's why when you try to build up a deeper shade, it just won't like stick. And I think that's why I sound like a man. Taking the Shop Miss A Tacky Base. You don't have to use a glitter glue. I honestly feel like you probably could get away with using like it just wet. I got a little bit too much. If that happens, I just take it off onto my hand and go from there. So the next glitter glue is easier to work with. It's less messy, but this one's also a lot cheaper. Kind of just put it in the shape that I plan on doing it. Usually just follow my eye socket. Kind of just go like that. So the good thing about the glitter glue using on this brush, it makes it really easy to pick up those topper shades, which sometimes pick up better with your finger. This is the shade Firefly. The shade is like one of the ones I was the most excited for when I saw this palette. Unfortunately, if you did see my first impressions or my unboxing, the shade came broken. It's so soft. Oh my gosh, it's so beautiful though. So what I do is I kind of lay it how I want it, and then I might go back and kind of blend those two together better. So on the inner corner. That's so pretty. So usually at this point, I'll kind of take whatever's left and maybe even dip a little bit back into the deep shade. So going back into the teal shade, and we're just gonna kind of flick it to blend together. And it's okay if you even top it on top, because look, now it just created a really cool effect. You know what, why not? We haven't used this yet, so let's go ahead and use 7 of 9. I don't think I used this in my last one either. It's the light blue. Going into that really light blue. I think we might do light blue right here, but then do the dark blue out more, if that makes sense. Kind of like an ombre effect. Now let's go into the deep blue, which is called Void. I think we've used almost every single shade in this. The only one I'm not sure is if I've used this one, Only Hope. Using Void, which is the deep blue color, you're gonna be very careful. Pack it on like a little bit at a time, so hopefully we don't get a lot of fallout. I think I almost ended up going all the way across with that dark blue. So this is getting a little bit out of hand, so I really need to clean up. Okay, I'm gonna clean this up because I'm a wild mess. Here is the finished look. I thought the first look that I created for my first impressions using this palette was super mermaid, but I feel like this one is definitely more like oceanic and mermaid-ish, and it looks really cool. I don't know if it's a look that I would really wear to like every day, but I still think it looks really neat, and I just love how murky you can make that lime green look, and that duochrome, multichrome, whatever you want to call it, is gorgeous. And I love all these colors together. Thank you guys so much for watching. I have really enjoyed using this palette. I think it, for the most part, is user-friendly. I feel like with these types of palettes, with the very deep shades, sometimes you do have to work a little bit more carefully, like tap off the excess, or like I said, just kind of dab it where you want it first and then start to blend. That's what works best for me with like pigments like that, just the really deep dark ones. There are some other high-end brands that it kind of reminds me of, kind of like the Norvina shadows, the really deep pigmented ones where you kind of have to be just a little bit more careful. And I like to dab those on first and then like slowly blend them out and slowly build them up. And I think that's really what works best. If you're using any of the other shadows though, I would say it's definitely very easy. I feel like these toppers, you don't necessarily have to use a glitter glue. I feel like even if they were wet, they would have looked just as gorgeous. Again, you're really going to benefit from these toppers by layering them on top of other shadows too, to get way more dimensions different. So if you were to just put these on by themselves, some of them would just look like sheer glitter kind of, and you would still see, like I have the green on my inner corner, so obviously you can see the green, But what really makes these cool is once you put them on top of other shades. Very transforming. I love that it has so many of those shades because those are my favorites ever. So I am so happy to have this in my collection. I highly recommend this if you like color and you also like duochromes or multi-chromes. Again, I don't know if they're going to restock this after February 17th. So if you want it, I'd say pick it up. It did, again, take a little bit longer to get to me because it does ship from China, so just be prepared to wait and be a little bit more patient. One of my shades did come broken. I never reached out to them, so I don't know how they would really handle that situation. It was very easy to just literally press back down. I really have enjoyed this, and I think they made a great palette together, and I can't wait to see what else Kaleidos comes out with in the future because I've really been enjoying their brand. So that is all for now. Let me know what you thought about these looks. Let me know which one was your favorite. I don't know, like, I loved the one yesterday so much, but this one looks really pretty too, so I don't really know. You let me know. Please hit that subscribe button if you enjoy my content and like this video. It means so much to me, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.